Hey, good morning, everyone, and afternoon to seventh period. Today is Wednesday, October 7th. Well, actually, it's the 6th, and we are doing part 2 of chapter 3, the body's response to stress. Yesterday, we talked about the 3 stages of the stress response and the initial reaction of the body's response to stress, the alarm stage and resistance and exhaustion. And today, the second part of those objectives from yesterday is the 4 early warning signs of stress, as well as the relationship between stress and illness. We'll end the period today with a 20-point exit slip, and we'll do that the last 20 minutes of the period. So your digital journal entry today is, why do you believe it's important to be able to identify the early warning signs of stress? And Miss Gormley has found this acronym for us, SOME, trying to repair every situation solo. So again, 2 minutes to work on your journal question today. So go ahead and start that now, your digital journal entry, and we'll get back together in 2 minutes. So, recognizing the signs of stress. What are some signs that you're beginning to feel stressed out? And how do you know when others are stressed? So remember, part of coping with stress is recognizing early signs. So these signs are both personal to you and personal to those around you. So there are 4. Warning sign number 1 is emotional signs, which include irritable, angry, nervous, and for some, crying. By the way, this is the second part of yesterday's note-taking guide. Warning sign number 2, there could be a change in physical symptoms, such as headache, muscle tension, upset stomach, a pounding heart rate, or sweating. I'm pausing so you have time to complete your note-taking guide and to kind of mentally rehearse and practice. Emotional signs include irritability, nervous, crying, possibly outward anger. Physical symptoms, muscle tension, headaches, possibly an upset stomach, pounding heart rate, or sweating. Boy, those physical symptoms sound awfully similar to some of the things we looked at yesterday. Have to do with the alarm response. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Warning sign number 3, behavioral. Does a person maybe have trouble sleeping, over or possibly under eating, talking fast, or maybe engaging in reckless behavior? Warning sign number 4, changes in their thinking pattern, difficulty concentrating, negativity, excessive worrying, or overly critical. So warning signs that are behavioral, inability to sleep, or maybe oversleeping. Eating issues, over or under eating, talking too fast, or reckless behaviors that aren't associated to safe risks. Warning signs that have a change in thinking patterns, inability to concentrate, negative, excessive worrying, or maybe overly critical. So warning sign number 1, changes in emotional, E, P, B, C. E, emotional, P, physical. Emotional, physical, behavioral, thinking. So think of the dimensions of health. Changes in physical health, changes in mental health, changes in thinking, so mental and emotional health, thinking, and behavioral health. That helps me remember sometimes. Stress and illness. What is the relationship between stress and illness? Yesterday in our slide, we saw the probability of illness, or the probability of catching a cold, and how it increased over a 24-month period, and how there was a correlation of increase. Stress can trigger certain illnesses, reduce the body's ability to fight illness, and make some diseases harder to control. What are some illnesses related to stress that you have heard of? What I'd like you to do is add this to your journal question today. What are some illnesses related to stress that you've heard of? Here are some facts to consider. 37% of female teens and 21% of male teens report having at least one headache each week. Stress and illness. These are probably some of the illnesses you thought of that you might have added to your journal. If you had trouble thinking of something to add to your journal, you're welcome to add some of these ideas. Stomach aches. Stress can cause diarrhea, cramps, or constipation. It also increases stomach acid. Headaches. Muscles tense in the face and neck, and stress is also known to be a cause of tension headaches, which can lead to migraines. Asthma. Stress can cause asthma, which makes it hard to breathe, and that's important to know those triggers. Stress lowers resistance to disease. Stress negatively impacts the immune system. Heart disease. Prolonged stress stresses muscle fibers in the heart and can damage blood vessel linings. It's often called the silent killer. And this last slide shows all of the areas in the body that stress is known to negatively impact. Causes sleep abnormalities, rapid breathing, known to cause high blood pressure. The arteries kind of tighten, and when they're tightened, it's like a traffic jam, so the blood has a narrower vessel to get through. It changes the production of cholesterol, good and bad cholesterol in the liver, just makes the processing of nutrients different, which increases cholesterol. It is a contributing factor to heart attacks, higher blood pressure, a known contributing factor to depression and headaches as well. I know this is sometimes difficult to study, all we can do is look at information and process it and do our best to apply it and become health consumers and health literate and take control of our health. And it's okay to look at information that isn't what we want to hear and often can make us sad and even make us afraid. But it's what we do with it that matters, and take control of it and be optimistic and be positive and make a difference. That's the way I want you all to be, and that's what I stand for. And I know we can do that. I mean, it just takes one person to make a change. So if we all do this together, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be happy, and we got this, because I believe, and I know that we're gonna change these statistics about heart disease and all of these things. We can do this because we are gaining more and more knowledge every day. So I know the note-taking guide was a pretty simple thing. So I would like you to use the rest of the period, just kind of breeze through your book and re-look over the facts. And we're going to do great on this exit slip. I'll make that active for you the last 20 minutes of the period, and then get it turned in, and we'll regroup tomorrow. Okay, thank you.